perfect, man.
Would you say?
Well,
is your
Dave's
glasses
live.
straight?
Yeah.
We should be live.
We're
Good
live
evening.
on YouTube.
Yep. Good
Holy
evening.
cow.
Welcome
that came in
to
fast.
Let's Talk. Yeah, it did come in fast. Welcome to Let's Talk Shop with Russ. We're here tonight and don't have really anything planned as far as I told everybody they had to be intelligent tonight. Most of them wanted to leave at when I told them that, but they're all here. They decided to hang with me, but no, really, we didn't have anything planned. And I'll give a few minutes for people to start joining. We have Path 1961, Aussie Man's out there. But I was my wife, myself, and several other family members, even some friends, which was weird about it, was really sick this week. We had some kind of stomach flu, and it wasn't pretty. Let me tell you.
Don't say nothing, Brenda. Don't say nothing.
Don't start it.
Don't start it. But no, it wasn't pretty. We were sick most of the week. So I'm talking about really sick to the point that it was Thursday before we were starting to get up and get moving around. I understand that a lot of us, the family members had it because some of us were in contact with each other. But I was talking to a couple of friends and they were reporting that they had it. And I'm like, wow, that's weird because we haven't even been around each other. Al, hold on just a second. Let me get Al in here. We haven't even been around each other. And so that's weird. So it apparently was some kind of stomach virus going around. So therefore, I could have cared less about talking to anybody about being a guest on the show this week. Hey, Al. And we didn't have last week's show. I hope people posted that around as we had some really severe thunderstorms last Saturday, took out the power and internet. I mean, we were down for a while. And it was still thundering and lightning once the power come back on. So there was no way we were doing a show last week. It was just, we were just there's just no way to do it. So we were this week was supposed to be the Whirligig Wars announcement and of the top 3 winners and also the drawing. Unfortunately, I could care less about seeing a Whirligig video this week. So it just didn't happen. What it will be next Saturday. I think that's the 21st, if I'm not mistaken. Somebody got a calendar up. Let me see. Let me pull my calendar.
Yes, that'll be the 21st.
Yes, next Saturday. No, it's the 20th.
20th is Saturday.
20th is Saturday. Yep.
Okay. All right. Next Saturday, which is the 20th, we'll have the Whirligig Wars announcement, the top 3 winners, and also the drawing for the rest of the prizes. So that's next Saturday. So, but yeah, yes. And also I would like to say that people are starting to notice it out there. Have you noticed the chat, Miss Brenda? People are saying she's back. She's back.
Yep.
Hey, Brenda's back.
They're running for their lives.
Yahoo!
Yep. I have been looking forward to this day to see her again. So I know she's been very, very, very sick. She was saying like, I think when I was telling her about our sickness, she was like, I almost wished I had yours instead of mine. Yeah. Because you were sick for like 3 weeks, 4 weeks?
3 weeks, 2 months.
2 months.
Yeah, I've been a mess for 2 months.
Wow. Well, you're always a mess, but
dang, beat me to it.
Yep. So, but yes, we have Aussie Man out there, Path 1961, Unji, Terry Markers out there. I appreciate all y'all being out there in the chat so very much. And like I said, sorry. We're just going to ramble on tonight. We got some things we want to show you. I got something I want to show you too. Al.
Woohoo! A Kilroy 79763 half credit.
Yes.
Half credit.
Half credit.
We will talk about that in just a minute. First off, let me talk about my wonderful sponsors, and they are Devobal Technologies. For the web design, development, and hosting, visit devobal.com. FastCap Innovative products for the professional woodworker. Go to fastcap.com. Rockler, 60 years in woodworking. Create with confidence. Visit rockler.com. Bearwood Supply Company, your best choice for hard-to-find woodworking supplies. Go to bearwood.com. Klingspor, the sanding specialist, woodworkingshop.com. Seiko, the scroll saw specialist, seiko.com, and Scrollnado desk collection for your scroll saw. You can find them on Amazon. And all my sponsors are over here. Oh, and the Sway Square. So Tim Sway Square. So
Tim Sway Square.
Yeah, whatever you want to say
Square.
that. Yeah.
Tim is not square.
Huh?
Tim is not square.
He's not square?
No,
Is
he's
he
not
straight?
square. He's as straight as he could be.
Okay. All right. Let everybody introduce themselves, and I hope I don't miss anybody this week. Start off with Brenda.
Hey, everybody. I'm Brenda G. of Brenda G's Designs. You'll find me every place on the internet under Brenda G's Designs. I have a YouTube channel, and I do crafting videos, and I do comedy videos, and I do a live stream on Thursday night with a feller named Matt Haas. So come over there at 7 o'clock on Thursday evening. I do giveaways, and we have a lot of fun.
Great. Jim Bashir's.
Jim Bashir's and Driveway Workshop, and I don't know what I'm going to do tonight because Russ said to be intelligent. So in his little note, so I may get kicked off.
Me too.
Guess smart doesn't mean to be as smart, whatever.
No, it doesn't. But you don't have to be
That leaves me out then.
You don't
I
have to
know Al and I are going to get in our own little window thing.
a dumb person either. So
Speaking of being a smart A, Jim Dockrell just came in.
Hey, Jimbo. Oh, not Jimbo. Jim Dockrell. Yes.
Yeah.
Jim D.
And James Parker's out there too. Dixon.
Hey, everybody. I'm Dixon Hoffman. You can find me at hoffmansignsandDecals.com.
Russ Meadows.
Russ Meadows here from the Rusty Nails Wood Shop, and y'all can find me on Facebook, Instagram, and a little bit of YouTube under that name.
He's the one I forgot last.
Yeah, I started to say it twice, by God, but never mind.
Yeah, he's the one I forgot. And Mr. Al Forte.
Al Forte, Odessa Woodworking Maker Shop, Kilroy 79763. I run a humble YouTube channel and a humble Twitch channel.
All right, so let's go ahead, and since you're the last one to introduce, let's go ahead and talk about Al made us these. What do you call them?
I call them Kilroy 79763 half credits.
Half credits, okay. But he made these. Now this side has on this one. This side has my SWC Simply Wooden Creations, and then this side has his Kilroy. But I'm hoping it'll lock in because it did earlier.
Yeah, it came out really good. You can see
Look
that
at
real well.
To see if I can get it to lock in. Come on. Earlier it locked in great. But even this little, yeah, the finger here, let's see if I can do this. But even the little fingers, you can see his little fingers. Oh, it almost maybe turn a different way. Anyway, it looks fantastic.
Thank you.
Yeah, it came out really well.
Yeah. Got my SWC on this side. So yeah, it looks, I was actually shocked when I saw the little, he had the little fingers even showed up and everything. So I'm like, wow, really looks good. Thank you very much, Al. I appreciate it.
Oh, you're welcome. Yeah, I sent one to each one of the panel members that sent me or that gave me an address. I'm not going to call you out who you didn't give me an address. But anyway, I'm still willing to do it for you. You know who you are. Anyway. It's the one that didn't get the coin. But anyway.
When did you ask for an address?
Last Monday at 5:30 in the afternoon. And you
saw I'm working then, man.
And you saw the message at 7.
I did. I saw it at 7.
7:09 to be exact.
All right, let me send you my address.
That's one of the things you can, like, if you click on their message,
that's right.
It automatically lets them know. And
I know, but if I don't do it right, then I forget about it.
Jim, and honestly, on Tuesday, I drove to Arizona, picked up the grandkids, and I took them with me. I still have yours in the car. I just didn't put an address on it, but and I mailed them off from Arizona. And as you can tell, the postmark's from Arizona.
I saw that.
So
I'll have to wait another day. I'm way up north.
yeah, and you probably will. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, and like yours, and then I know Chris's, and I mentioned that to Chris. Is Chris here?
No, he's not here.
No.
Chris
Chris
is
had to eat dinner with his wife.
Chris's is real tiny. Do I have one of Chris's here that? Because
Yeah,
I printed a couple of them.
they're tougher to print. Mine and his probably
Yeah,
based on
exactly.
the image.
Exactly, because I had to
Yep.
scrunch it down. I mean,
Yep.
this is actually a $50 size. The width and the size. I mean, I actually used the actual size for $50. That's why I'm calling it a half credit.
Mhm.
But so I had to get it down, in that little spot. So
You'll have to break
that's what I
down.
was. Go ahead.
You'll have to break down and get yourself a resin one. You'd be
I
amazed.
do have one. I've got
Do
a
ya?
Ligu Mars.
Yes.
But you know what? I guess I'm too lazy to, and plus I don't have gold. Maybe that's what I'll do. I'll get some gold filament or gold resin. Boy, that'd be really nice.
That
Let
could
me-
be a full
let me
credit
just-
then.
Now that you're talking about resin, okay, this is made on the resin printer, and what it is a little antenna that goes on a ship.
I see it.
That I was building. Yeah,
Communications.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to. But this is the small one, and
Yep.
this one, yeah, and this one is I couldn't print it on my
No,
on my
they-
regular printer.
That'll
but
come
that
out
was-
perfect on a resin.
Yes, so this is a resin printer, and I've been printing all sorts of little neat things on the resin printer. So I don't know, guys. I've been in love with 3D printing for about a year and a half, 2 years now. I actually have a total of 4 printers, including the resin printer. So
Cool. All right, let me. Jim Dockrell's out there in the chat. Dan Inge from Dan Inge Woodworking is out there in the chat. James Parker is out there. Alan Carter has joined us over on Facebook. Good to see you, Alan. Join us over there. Aussie Man, I believe I already said Aussie Man's here, but I can say it again. So, but yeah, thank y'all for all being out there. I appreciate it very much. And like I said, those of you just joining us, last week we had some really bad thunderstorms here, so we were out of internet and power for a while. So we couldn't do I couldn't have the show last week. And then this week, wow. Is that a little chess piece there, Dixon?
Yes, and if you look at it with a microscope, you can see the wire. There's a wire. There's a staircase, and then there's a wire swirl down the center, and you can see it with a microscope. Like this big one, you can see this. There's a fine wire going down the middle. See that?
Oh yeah, I see that.
And you can't see it in this one, but you can if you use a microscope. I brought it down to work, and I put it under a scope, and it's still there. It's as fine as your hair. It's crazy.
That's the Rapunzel Rook.
what did
Yes.
you get as far as a resin printer?
I got the Agaloo.
The Mars?
Yep.
They've got I think it's got a 2K display. They've got a 4K Venus, I think is what it's called.
Yep.
But I got a
Right.
really good deal
What's
on
the
it.
difference between a resin printer and like the printer that I have that prints filament?
The resin printer, this is at 5 microns, smaller than your hair. That's how it can print.
Wow.
And if you look at the top of this one here with the writing on it, it's hard to maybe see, but there's writing all around there. You can read it perfect. And if you take a microscope, you can read the writing on this little one, this tiny little one.
So what? I mean,
Wow.
what is it called? Like I have the Ender 3 or whatever. What is
Right.
that?
And this is called an Elegoo Mars
Yeah.
resin printer. And this is like ABS. It's real hard. It's a real hard resin.
How much do they run?
They're only like $250.
Oh wow!
I had to buy one because I had customers asking with all my other 3D printing. I had customers asking for these tiny gears, and I made some tiny gears, and they come out just perfect.
Russ, I got mine for $189, and that's why I went ahead and bought it.
I have to check into that.
From the Elegoo site. I haven't given up. I haven't given up woodworking. I'm trying to teach. I'm trying to teach the young one here. How to
Because your green screen, if you
how
turn it
to
off.
Scroll saw. Yeah, maybe that's what I need to do, but
Yeah, it's messing it up.
place is a mess. I don't care. Let me go ahead and turn it off. Hold on, and I'll show you guys.
These print upside down now when they print.
Yeah, because we can't even see him standing there.
Yeah, and he is there. He is there. Let's see. Virtual background. None. Boom. There we are.
There you go.
So there's James. He's been trying to learn how to do scroll saw work. And what he wants to do is he wants to do what is this vehicle?
Toyota 4Runner.
A Toyota 4Runner. He wants to make a Toyota 4Runner. So we'll see. So I had him cutting today in the shop. And
James, it looks good. Looks fantastic.
Yeah, and this is the second part of it. And of course they'll go together and hopefully it'll all come together.
You did a good job.
He did the traditional dolphin. Yeah.
The obligatory dolphin.
Yes, the mandatory, exactly. And then I just had him practice a little bit. Now I threw a curve at him. Tomorrow we're going to use a straight blade. It was a so he's sitting there cutting, what, 3/4 inch, 5/8, I guess 3/4 wood with a spiral blade. But tomorrow he gets to use a straight blade. So
cool.
He'll like the straight blades much better.
Yeah,
I think he will. I think
Alan Carter over there on Facebook says, "Hi, Russ. Hi, Alan. How are you doing?"
Hi, Russ. Hi, Alan. How you doing?
Hello, Alan.
I'm the other Russ.
He didn't say which Russ. He just said hi, Russ. So.
Well, my name's not Russ, and I said hi.
Jimbo wants to know, Russell, have you ever used Magnolia wood?
No, I haven't.
I want you to have a seat.
Never used Magnolia wood. Sure haven't. Buster and Noreen Stott has joined us. Hello. How are y'all doing today? Portal Woodworks. David has joined us. Good to see you out there. Just going back through, see if
Mr. Doughboy just came in. He just had 3 stents put in his heart the other day.
Wow.
Whoa.
3? Wow.
Wow.
He's an overachiever.
Yes.
I guess so.
I was trying to drink when you said
That's a major pluggage.
You ain't kidding. One wasn't good enough. He wanted 3.
Maybe he got a discount on him for volume.
There you go.
Alan Carter says he's doing well. Thanks, guys. How are y'all all doing? We're doing great. I'm doing good now. I wasn't doing good Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday.
Don't ask him about plugs.
Yeah. I wasn't doing good at all. Yeah, I wasn't doing good at all.
For the love of God, don't ask him about plugs.
I knew somebody was going to do it before it was over. I knew it.
Wasn't me.
Mr. Doughboy said new plumbing. Yeah, new plumbing. Yeah. It's amazing though. Mr. What's it? Do you know what his name is other than Mr. Doughboy?
Nope.
Brenda?
I used to know.
Oh, well, anyway, did they go through your femoral artery up to put the stents in? I'm just curious as to how they did it. So, Aussie Man says, as long as we don't riot, that is laugh out loud. Yeah. Magnolia, Alan Carter said, Magnolia wood is some great wood. Never used it though. I've never had it.
I said they went in through his wrist.
Wrist. Okay. That's
Wrist.
Yeah, that's a
the
new one.
first.
I haven't heard that one.
Yeah.
Okay. Add that to the list.
I had a friend of mine that had a stent put in, or I've had several people that I knew, but one was a friend of mine that had a stent put in, and they went through his femoral artery. So they went through his wrist, putting mine in. That James Parker said they went through his wrist. I guess it's a new thing. Portal Woodworks, thank you very much. You just gave me a super chat. I appreciate it.
Awesomeness.
Thank you. I appreciate that, David. And for those also who are coming in a little late, we said back in the beginning of the show, which I'll repeat, the last thing that I wanted to do was think about Whirligig Wars this week. I was so sick. So I'll be doing that this week and plan on next Saturday, which is the 20th. We will have the Whirligig Wars announcement. The top 3 winners will be announced, and then we'll have the drawing for the other prizes for everybody else. We had, if I'm not mistaken, 15 entries. Let me look real quick. I believe it was 15. Won't take me but a second. Just hang on. Hold on to your butts. That's what I was doing
That's
earlier.
how I was about to say it.
How long do you want me to do that?
Yes. We
You can let off now.
And who said don't go there during the show? Huh? Who said that?
I believe that button.
Wanna be on record.
Anyway, yes, we had 15 entries this year. Isn't that fantastic? 15 entries. One of the largest years yet for the Whirligig Wars. So I'm very, 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 very happy with 15 entries. Very happy. So, and there are a lot of really, really good entries. A lot of real good entries. So it's going to be hard judging, but I'll get her done. But I should have had it done this week. It's just that wasn't going to happen. I can tell you that right now. So you can imagine with the stomach virus, I had all the symptoms. Yeah, we won't go into all the symptoms, but you can imagine I had all the
Sounds like we will.
Oh, good Lord Almighty!
Praying to the porcelain altar.
Actually, no. You sit on the porcelain altar and you have a 5-gallon bucket in front of you.
Oh,
Yeah,
Not good.
so that's what I said. It wasn't pretty. It wasn't pretty at all. I was really sick this week.
See, he was really sick because if you have to have that 5-gallon bucket in front of you, you ain't got time to get off the porcelain altar.
Nope. So, James. Hello, James. Can you hear me?
Little James. L James.
Al Forte's James.
L James.
James.
You talking to me?
Yeah, we're talking to you.
Talking to me? Yeah, little James, Al James.
As he's sitting there yawning.
Did you have fun on the scroll saw?
Yeah.
You like it?
Yeah, it's not bad.
It's not bad.
Not bad.
It's not bad.
Yeah, let me tell
It's
you,
okay.
once you start getting into it and do it for a while, you'll get better and better, and then you'll go, I got to have one of these. So go ahead and tell your mom and dad they might as well get their wallet out and get ready to start buying one.
Make sure that guy beside you knows it, and he'll get you one.
Yeah, he'll get you one. He knows the good kind.
Uh,
Actually, they're relatively
some half credits. to use.
cheap compared to a lot of other things. Things
Oh,
like a lathe, for instance, because once you buy a lathe, you've got to have this and you got to have that. And you got to have this and you got to have, at least with a scroll saw, you don't need but 2 things: blades and wood. That's it.
Hey, Russ, we have a person out there waiting to get info.
Oh, is it Paul by
Wait, oh,
chance?
Paul.
It's
Okay.
Mr. Paul, yes.
Thank you.
Paul from Paul's Messy Workshop.
Usually I get a ding dong like a doorbell ring. I didn't hear it this time. There's Mr. Paul.
Paul works for Amway instead of.
Hey, Paul.
No audio, Paul.
Well, he ain't said nothing yet.
Hello, everybody.
Hey, there he is.
Yeah.
Paul.
Hey, Paul.
I finally made it.
Yep.
No audio?
Got an
Yeah,
echo
you got
somewhere.
audio. Yeah, we can hear you.
We hear you now.
Oh,
Okay,
he's got something showing.
Yeah, something else is on at the same time.
Mr. Doughboy
Is that better?
says, yes.
Yes.
Mr. Doughboy says it's, hold on. He's going, it's, let me back this up. It's a tiny hole in my wrist. It's the newest procedure. It looks almost like a mosquito bite now 4 days later. Wow. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Has James Parker, has anyone heard from Katie? I haven't talked to Katie lately. I was going to talk to Katie this past week, but unfortunately I got sick. So I will try to get in touch with her sometime this week and see.
I
how
think she's got
doing.
a job or something, doesn't she?
She does,
That's why
yeah.
she's not on
Yeah,
Saturdays.
the last time I talked to her, she said that she had a job, so that's the reason she couldn't come on. So
Somebody hired her?
Can't believe it.
Wow.
He knows how to work.
They must
He's
not.
not
have
here to
sent-
defend herself.
Dan Ingy says maybe you shouldn't go to Taco Bell. I don't go to Taco Bell anymore. I quit going to Taco Bell years ago because I did get something like that after I eat at Taco Bell, and I just don't go back. Yeah.
Oh, it's just
If I want tacos, I'll make my own. Okay.
So, Paul, just because we have to tell you this because you weren't in the pre-show, this is the intelligent version of the show, and no references to butt plugs whatsoever.
Oh, man. And that's the only reason I decided to come on the show.
I know, but I just want to warn you ahead of time. That's
Here's a
that's
little
the
one.
rules that came down from the top.
Oh, okay.
What
Or
is
the
that?
bottom. Did it come up from the down from the top or up from the bottom?
Here we go.
All directions.
This is supposed to be PG-13, and James, little James, is in here. So
Right.
Oh yeah.
That's James. I
Yeah.
just think,
Paul, look, he's making some scroll saw pattern stuff.
hey, cool.
To make that.
Jim Dockrell says,
He does better than you do.
He does.
Jim Dockrell, Al, Mr. Al.
Yes.
Jim Dockrell says, keep practicing, James. On Sunday, you'll be able to graduate to real tools.
See that? Yeah. See?
Aussie Man says 2020 so far in Australia sucks. First fires burnt everything, then floods washed everything away, and then the Chinese Black Death, now riots, some cities. Let's just skip straight to 2021. I agree. Let's just jump to 2021 and start everything over again.
I think Godzilla's due to be through your area pretty soon here. I saw that on the news.
It wouldn't surprise me if he showed up.
Yep.
Maybe
Aliens
he would.
invasion.
Maybe he would take care of a lot of those looters and rioters. You know, with that when he does that, just burn them all on fire at one time. You know?
Radioactive thing.
Yeah. Yep, that would do it. Have Godzilla come into town, downtown New York. It's Godzilla. But yes, it hasn't been a nice week. It was somewhat, but this is like the first time I've been in the shop in a week, you know. So I actually came into the in here earlier this morning, and that's when I discovered I got to start running the dehumidifier. We get so much moisture in the air here in Florida that in the summertime I have to run a dehumidifier in this shop. If I
Here
don't,
too.
I either got to run the dehumidifier or I got to run the air conditioner. One of the two, because
How much water does it take out?
oh, it'll take out a good
Quite a bit.
5-6 gallons a day.
Wow.
Yeah, that's
Man.
a lot of water. A lot of
Yeah, it
humidity.
is.
Yeah, that's got to be too humid for me.
Yep.
It's
Yeah, me
humid.
too.
Let's put it this way. If I turn it on first thing in the morning and let it run all day long, by that afternoon, by 5 or 6 o'clock, it shuts off because the tank holds 5 gallons. So
Man,
I just
that's
got
a
to
lot.
the point. Yeah, I just got to the point. I said, you know what? I'm not going to do this anyway. It has a manual hookup where you can hook up like a tube to it and flip the valve and then run the tube outside and just let it run 24 hours a day. Then you don't have to
Plant
worry
that
about
sucker into your garden. You'll have water in the garden.
Yeah. Well,
all the
what I
time.
was doing, and you say that, and when I was doing the 5 gallon thing, that's what I was doing. I was actually taking the 5 gallon thing loose, and I had all my plants on the back porch. I was walking up on the back porch and watering my plants with all that water that came out. I was recycling it. Yes,
That's right.
I thought about, but the problem of it being, I would have to, because it's a natural drain. In other words, it's gravity that pushes the water out. I would have to bury like a 55 gallon drum in the ground in order to run it into a drum to save the water. But I thought about doing that, getting a plastic drum and digging a hole and putting it in, and then
My dehumidifier has a pump on it. And
mine doesn't have a pump.
It's got a little line, and you just run the line wherever you want, and it'll pump it out.
It'll pump it out.
Yep.
Maybe I need to look into it. Mine is gravity. You have to
'Cause I pump
run the
mine
bottom.
right in ours in the basement, and I just pump it right into the laundry tub drain.
So yeah, but yeah, I'm gonna start running it. Like I said, I either have to run that or the air conditioner. And actually, it's the cost isn't. I could actually just run the air conditioner because I was thinking the cost of the dehumidifier would be cheaper than the AC, about the same. It increases my electric bill. If I run that dehumidifier 24 hours a day, all month long, it ups my electric bill about $20. So I could just run the air conditioner because that's about the same for the air conditioner. So, and I might just do that. I might just leave the air conditioner on. So this year, rather than, then I won't have to worry about setting, because during the wintertime, I take the dehumidifier out, and that I put in that area, put the heater for winter, my propane heater. And so if I just let the air conditioner run, then I won't have to worry about flip-flopping the heater and the dehumidifier. I'll just leave I might just do that. I think I'll do that 1 month and just see what the electric bill, just run it like all day long and turn it off during the night and see what happens.
Well, let's get on to some woodworking talk. I want to ask y'all a question.
Sure.
I just bought this tight bond,
Yep.
quick and thick.
Yep.
Has anybody used it?
I know all about it. What do you want to know?
Well, I bought it because it dries clear, and it's
Yes.
supposed to be 2 times faster, 3 times thicker.
It's Elmer's glue, right?
No.
Nope, it's tight bond. You know, I've used Elmer's glue, and I have all the glue that is in my shop has got wasted because of the heat,
Yeah.
and I've got to throw it all out. And I went over to the Big Blue store, and was looking for one that dried clear, and this one dries clear.
Yes,
I've
it
never
does.
used it. So, well, what I've got to do, see, I've got to take and cut out 2 11 by 18 by 1 inch pieces of wood, cherry, and put together.
Yes.
Okay. And when I saw this, I said, that definitely dries clear, as I'm doing a CNC pattern of a Saturn V rocket for my grandson.
Okay.
And I wanted to make sure that it dried clear, because I know the other tight bonds, some dry yellow and one dries almost brown.
Yeah. Some the
Three.
Type Bond 3 dries. It has a brownish tint.
Yeah, that drives me nuts. I don't even use that stuff
I
anymore.
quit using. I
Yeah.
threw that one away.
And
Long
Type
time
Bond
ago.
2, a Type Bond 2 dries.
One of them is translucent.
Well,
I
it's
think that's
translucent,
original.
but it does have a little yellow tint to it.
Yeah,
Yes.
see, so that's what I didn't want, because when I go
Well,
to
let me
cutting-
explain something to you. First off, that is not water resistant at all.
Mhm.
It's like I think you would be better off using Allen's tacky glue.
I
But
think so.
yeah, well, it's not water. So if it's any kind of humidity gets to it, if it's going to be in a house, you're making a
It's going to be
Saturday-
inside, but this says
Yeah.
it's water cleanup and all like that.
Yeah,
with it.
water cleanup. Yep. But it's
Yeah.
not water resistant. If you
Right,
put
it
that
won't
be
something
outside.
together and put it outside, it'll come apart.
Right.
The
It's not gonna
second
come
thing that
outside.
I have found, we had the guy from Type Bond come to our woodworking club meeting and talk about all this stuff.
Okay.
The second thing that we found out about that he didn't tell us, but 2 or 3 people from the woodworking club used it, and they found out it's very brittle. One guy
Oh.
dropped a project, and the project came slap apart.
Mm.
Okay, which one was this? Because I was
Type
making
Bond
faces with Al.
Quick and thick.
Quick and
Okay,
thick.
that's the stuff that's brittle.
Yes, it's very brittle.
Okay.
Okay.
Found out.
Well,
It was what it was designed for, according to the guy from Type Bond, because like I said, he was at our woodworking club meeting, and it was designed for people like cabinet makers
Right.
who like need to cut a little tiny piece,
Mhm.
and they need to be able to hold it up there for a few seconds and let go of it.
Oh, yeah.
So it
okay.
needed to be dry or set pretty quick, and it
Right.
also needed to be clear, and it also needed to be thick to stay in place because they didn't want it running down the cabinets.
That sounds good
Makes
to me.
sense.
So that's what it was designed for. Now, like I said, a couple of people that I know, I believe George put something together with it, and just testing around, playing around with it to see how he liked it. And it was there for like a week or two or whatever, and he bumped into it and it fell off his bench. And as soon as he hit the floor, the 2 pieces just poof, broke.
Well, see, that's what I'm thinking, because when I carve this piece, it's going to be 2.5 inches wide, and it's going to have two sections. I'm going to glue them together once it's cut, but it's going to hang on the ceiling. So once he gets it, he's only like 6 years old, so I don't know.
Right.
But once he gets it, it's supposed to be, he wants to put it up on the ceiling and hang it. So hopefully it won't be touched after that.
Doesn't Gorilla Glue make clear wood glue?
I looked at some of theirs as well, but I
There's
have
several of them. Elmer's makes a
Elmer's has a clear one as well, but
clear one as
I
well.
couldn't remember which of the if it
Now,
was the original. Type bond,
Eileen's
it was
tacky
clear.
glue is clear,
That's good stuff.
and it will.
Yeah,
Yep,
look at
there
Al.
you go. It will hold very, very. I've put stuff together for now. Once again, it's
Oh.
not weather resistant.
Yeah.
But I put the stuff together, and I've had that stuff for years, and I have actually dropped some of the stuff that's had been put together with Eileen's, and it's never broke apart.
Well,
Okay.
that scroll saw clock I built, that grandfather clock, I put
Yes.
that together with that tacky glue, and boy, it's held good.
Yes. So personally, I would rather use the Eileen's than I had that stuff. Now,
Okay.
all of us at the Woodworking Club were given a bottle of that stuff, and I have used it 2 or 3 times just to test it.
Mhm.
And on different things. I used it when I remodeled my kitchen. I used it to put a couple of pieces of, you know how sometimes you got a little old tiny piece of baseboard, or it's got a little piece of shoe mole that's right by the cabinet. It's probably the baseboard's probably 1 inch, maybe 3/4 of an inch or whatever. And I put those, and they've been in my kitchen now since December, and I haven't had any problems.
I wonder
Well,
if that
did you-
type bond is like I wonder if that new type bond is sort of like a jelly super glue.
The
It's
new type
brittle.
bond?
What Russ Meadows has. I wonder if that bottle is like a jelly super glue, because you said it gets brittle, and that's the way gel
No,
super glue acts.
It's white.
It's
It's
not
no run.
It almost looks like Elmer's
It's-
glue when you put it on.
It's
Yeah.
it's
Okay.
It's real thick, and
it's thick and it dries 2 times faster.
yeah, and it's like he put a piece together right
Mhm.
there and held it together for like, I don't know, 15, 20 seconds, and then
Mhm.
set it on the thing while he was doing his little presentation. And then after about probably 10 or 15 minutes, he handed it around and said, all right, try to pull it apart. You couldn't pull it apart after about 15
Wow.
minutes.
But then nobody took it and threw it, huh?
No, but we took it through it.
Didn't do the throw test.
And like I said, that was actually found by accident. It just fell on the floor and broke apart.
Well, I'm gonna give it a shot. And
I don't see why.
what
I
it
don't see
does.
why not. I mean, I think it would be all right.
As long as he doesn't drop it.
Like I said, I used it when I remodeled my kitchen. I used it in several instances to stick up little, because what I liked about it is you put it on, you stick it there, you count to like 15 and let go, and it's there.
Right.
Dave Hart has a question out in the chat. He says, do you have mom and pop hardware stores you go to, or just go to the big box stores? I try to always go to local stores first.
Yep, me too.
I usually go to the Big Blue store myself because it's the closest one to me. But Ace Hardware, there's
Yes.
an Ace Hardware in town that
We have
can
a
hit up
local
sometimes.
Ace Hardware, and I love going there.
Mhm.
I would
They're
rather
helpful
go
too,
there.
by gosh.
I would rather go there than Home Depot. And the reason
Yeah.
being is you don't have a crowd. They have, if you're talking about other than lumber, if you're
Mhm.
talking about, plumbing, electrical, nuts, bolts, screws, they even cut window glass for you. They even repair screens.
Mhm.
Our local Ace Hardware sells worms and crickets to go fishing, and they give away, if you go in there and buy something like to go fishing, you can use their ice machine and fill up your cooler for free.
I'll be darned.
We
So,
have a True Value here, and they have a wood
Do
barn
they?
where you can actually get lumber. So
Is it mom and pop True Value, in other words?
yeah, it's local owned.
I like them because they save all their pallets. If you want some pallets, you just go, hey, I have some of that stuff in the back, and they'll.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Man, I
please
love
take
our-
them, man. We got tons of them back here.
I go there, and I will tell you this much. First off, it's closer than the Home Depot.
Mhm.
And I got to tell you my experience at Home Depot the other day. I was really PO'd at them.
Orange and blue now, guys. Those are the two Satan colors.
So
The dark side.
it's closer. So let's say that I went to buy an item and it was 89 cents at Home Depot and it's 99 cents at Ace Hardware, I would waste 10 cents worth of gas going to the Home Depot.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I just buy from them. I buy from them. No, I went in to buy some stuff from Home Depot the other day with my son. My daughter Ashley is having some porches built onto her house. So she gave, when they bought the house, it's a mobile home, but they had made the stairs on small porches. The porch is probably 6 foot wide by 6 foot or whatever with the stairs going down. Well, they took them off their house. And so Chad said, hey, I'd like to have it on the front because he's just got a set of steps. We'd like to have that on the front of the house. So we're going to put them over there. So we went to get some concrete pads and a few things that we needed to put the stairs up at his house. And so when we got there, we got everything ready. They had one person checking out in the pro line. And now they've went totally almost to
self-checkout.
Yeah, self-checkout, right? So they had one person checking out, and you had to go. We had to go through that person because the concrete pads have no barcode on them. So they have to actually manually enter that information in there. So we couldn't go through self-checkout.
They're free.
Yeah, they're free. I wish. So anyway, there was 4 people. There was 4 people in front of us, and then we pulled up, and then another 5 people behind us. So that's a total of 9 people waiting in line. We stood there for over 15 minutes. Finally, I walked up to one of the person that was standing over there. I says, there's nobody else in this store that can run that other cash register over there. And he just kind of like looked at me and he goes, well, I said, yeah, they need to open up another cash register. I said, there's 9 of us standing here and I've been standing here for 15 minutes. And I looked at him and I said, as a matter of fact, where's your manager at? I want to see your manager. And
Russ,
so
the troublemaker.
Yeah, so
man.
he went over there and called the manager and everything. Did you know that it took first off, we were there for another 10 or 15 minutes. It took us about 30 minutes to get checked out, right? We had checked out. My son Chad was standing there and he goes, the manager hadn't got there yet. So I looked at Chad. I said, Chad, take the stuff out there in the truck and load it in the back of the truck. That's because I'm standing here till the manager gets here. So he thinks he's going to outweigh me. He's got another thing coming.
He was checking out people on the other side of the store.
Yeah. So finally he arrived and he goes, yes, can I help you? And there's another 8 or 9 people still in line after I'm checked out behind me now, trying to get checked out. And they finally got another person come up there just about probably 5 minutes before he arrived. The manager arrived. They got another person to open up the other cash register. So when he drove up, the first thing I asked him, I said, there's only 2 people in this entire store that can run those registers. And he looked at me, he goes, no, why? And I said, because I stood in line for over 30 minutes to check out. There's look at that line right there. There's 8 or 9 people standing there trying to check out. You only had one register open. She just now arrived to open the other register. So what you're telling me is they couldn't call anybody else in the whole store to run this other register. They had to wait for her to come on duty to go open that register because nobody else in the store can run that register. He goes, no, not at all. I said, can you run that register? And he looked at me, he goes, yes, I can run it. I said, well, where was your ass at?
And then you know what he said? He was in the back taking off his Lowe's.
So he just
and the Home Depot one.
Yeah, he just said, I'm sorry. He goes, I had no idea there was this many people. He kept on. I said, well, they are. And I said, let me explain something to you. I don't go to Lowe's because of this crap. And so I guess I need to go back to, and I said it out loud where everybody could hear me. I said, I guess I need to go back to Lowe's because Lowe's actually is getting better than y'all.
You need a Menards.
So
yeah,
you heard it here, folks.
Yeah, I'm like, that's pathetic. And he was like, well, we're having problems with people in COVID. And I said, that's when I looked at him again and I said, but you just told me you can run the register. You're here. I mean, he didn't have anything to say about that. There was totally nothing he could say about that. So, yeah.
All this came about from a bottle of Type Bond glue. How do you like that?
Brought to you by Type Bond.
I mean, I understand,
Al Vanna White.
But there is absolutely no reason for 9 people to be standing in line and you have to stand there for 30 minutes to check out. There's
not one reason.
No, they
because
can't get.
They can
people to
open up
work.
a second register. They can call somebody over there. Somebody in that store has to be able to run that other register. Because you can't tell me that there was that at that point when they open up the second register, there's only 2 people in an entire Home Depot can run a register. That's bull.
Straight to me.
No, that's bull. So yeah, well, let's put it this way. I sent corporate an email also. So yeah, I'm like, you know, I have an account with y'all, and I'll be really glad to just close it out and go back to Lowe's.
Man,
Yeah, I get my 10% military discount there.
Yeah.
the manager's gonna send you an extra for being so because you had to wait so long. He's gonna ask you if you want a free brick, but you got to pay for shipping.
Well, yeah, like I said, I understand that there's problems, but there's no reason for 8 or 9 people to have to stand there and for you to have to stand in line for 30 minutes to check out. That's just totally uncalled for.
Now, were the 9 people standing in line 6 foot apart?
Heck no. Ain't nobody doing no social distancing.
God. 9 times 6 is.
And we were all making jokes the whole time. When I first said, I can't believe that we're all standing here. The other people behind, the guy behind us, he had one sheet of that 3/4 inch thick, 4x8 purple foam board that you put in your walls and stuff for insulation. He had one sheet of that, right? Well, guess what? The sheets that came in have no barcode on them. So he had to stand in that line because they have to look it up because there's no barcode on it for him to scan out.
It's got to be it's got to be a southern thing because up here we have a Lowe's, a Menards, and a Home Depot right next to each other.
Yeah.
And I was surprised. I went in Lowe's and it's like they got helpers all over, and Home Depot has the same thing. So
not down here.
I like them
Different
all.
here.
I like Menards the best.
yeah,
But-
yeah.
I mean,
more stuff.
I've never, ever had a problem in checking out. I mean, I've stayed in line for maybe 5, let's say 10 minutes at the most, 5 or 10 minutes, before, because there'd be a lot of people. But most of the time when they get 4 or 5 people, especially in the pro part of it, where the lumber part is, they used to call that the pro
Contractor
checkout.
side.
They would, as soon as they got 4 or 5 people, they would open up another register. And get people going out of there because they realize that people are usually in that line are actually contractors and they can afford to stand in there for 30 minutes to an hour to get a damn brick.
Yeah, the only thing with Menards is you have to wear a mask now to get into Menards.
You do it our Home
Your
Depot,
grandkids
too.
there either.
Yeah.
Home Depot,
That's
you gotta
also
wear a
that's varying from place to place because you don't have to have a mask in our Home Depot.
You don't have to have a mask on in ours either, but probably be about a third of them still do.
Yeah.
Just
The thing I
Menards
don't
up
like
here.
about
That's
Home
the only
Depot
one.
Is they closed all the registers and now it's just self-checkout. And they have 2 lines for self-checkout.
Yeah.
One of them is cards only.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the other one is cash or cards.
Mhm.
Well, people get in the cash or cards and use a card, and I want to pay cash, and I can't check out because I can't go over to the cards only thing, and it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Plus, you get shunted into those like plastic window huts that they put over everything now.
I went back through I ran my mouth so long that I missed half the stuff in the chat. So
Anna's out there.
Dan Ingy said Ace is the only place that carries a new shower valves for his 57-year-old house. They have a lot of stuff.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware.
Man. Yep. Going back through. Start walking out the door without paying. You start walking out the door without paying, you'll go to jail for shoplifting. So
and you'll get 20 people then on you.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
Yeah, I know we were at the Blue store the other day and we were walking back out to go pay. We went to the self-checkout. I said, hey, wait a minute. I told my wife, I said, we get that 10% at that self-checkout? She said, oh, we have to go to the register. I said, okay.
Oh, no,
We went
no,
to
no.
the
You
register
just,
and had them check me out anyway.
No, you tell the gal that monitors the
Yeah, they do
checkout
have
She's the
things,
one that took care
and
of
just
us.
tell her, and
Yeah.
she says, "Let me see your license," and that's it.
They don't do it like that at ours. They ask for your phone number and all that. You have to register it.
Yeah.
Oh well, yeah, we do
Yeah.
too. But
Yeah, that they ask for your phone number and stuff. And she was actually helping some people on the other side of the self checkout line, and so we just went up to the register where she stands normally and work and checks people out and waited there for it to come back.
Jim
I get
Dockrell
into
said-
I get into Menards and I'll go into the longest line and I'll just start coughing and hacking, and they all clear out, and then I go and check out, and it's great.
Jim Dockrell said those 90 people in line, they're breathing germs on each other, standing there. Yeah, well, so what, you know?
Mm.
Donna Presley's out there. Good to
Yeah,
see you,
hey,
Donna.
Donna's Wood and Art.
Donna's Wooden Art.
Yeah, Donna's Wood Art.
.com.
I mean,
It's
I
been
usually,
MIA
brag,
for a while.
I usually brag on Home Depot, and that's
That's kind of shocking.
first time that I've ever had that problem with that big of a problem. I mean, that's the first time, because like I said, usually they open right up. So
Yeah, we were in Home Depot the other day in a city close to us, and it's just like the Blue Store. It's just like Lowe's. They don't have anybody helping
yeah.
in that store. You walk around and look forever to find what you want because nobody's there to ask. She finally, in the big Blue Store, she finally asked somebody where some things were for lights, and he had looked on his phone and he said, "Need to be on this such." Of course, it's not there. And he didn't know what that kid didn't know what the heck he was doing and stuff. So we went and found it ourselves.
It's tough. They can't get no help.
But, you know, the local
once
Ace-
again, I don't have that. I don't have that problem at Home Depot. The Home Depot I go to, usually I'll be standing there looking at something, and they'll walk up to me and ask me, "Is there anything I can help you find?"
That's
So-
not my experience
So
with either
I mean,
one of them.
that's why I like going to the Home Depot where I go. So this is
Mhm.
like,
We've gotten
the
to
only other
point
time
where-
I've had a bad experience this has been several years ago, is that a customer, I was going to Home Depot to pick up some stuff for a job I was doing, and the customer had purchased some carpet.
Mhm.
And she asked me, she says, "While you're there, can you just go ahead and," because she didn't have a truck, she goes, "Can you just pick up the carpet for me and bring it back and I'll put it in my garage?" And I'm like, "Sure, that's no big deal." So I go in there and pick up my stuff and have it, and we check out and everything, and I tell them about the carpet, show them the receipt and everything. I was there for 1 hour waiting for them. They lost the car. They had the carpet was checked in according to their computer. It was there, but they couldn't find it. They had no idea where it was at. Yeah. And I blew my cool on that day too. I'm standing there, and then finally goes, "We can't find it. We don't know where it's at."
She ordered camouflage carpeting.
Yeah. invisible carpeting. You can't see it.
But you have your camouflage carpeting.
That's
yes.
exactly
And
right.
I apologize.
Wow.
I apologize. I went on that little rampage, but it just, these stores, they're supposed to rely on customer service to get you to come back.
Yeah.
That's what they're supposed to be. You take our local Publix, which is our supermarket down here in the South. They are, super, super customer service friendly. Yeah. They will, if there's more, if 2 or 3 lines get more than 3 people standing in line, they'll open up another register. I've seen the manager himself come out and open up a register and tell people and start shoving them over. So they're super. You can take something back. You can buy a steak and cook it and actually take a bite out of it and say you don't like it and take it back to them, and they will take it back and give you your money back.
Just slice off that part and eat the rest.
Yep. So they are super, super customer friendly. You can take anything back and say, "I didn't like the way it tasted. I don't want this." Even after opening it, they'll refund your money. They don't even question it. They'll just refund your money.
But I'll tell you, if you order something online because they don't have it in the store, and then you return it, They only give you a card for store credit. They will
Yes.
not give you a refund.
Yeah, a lot of places will do that. They won't give you a total refund. They'll only give you a card credit for the store.
Well, it's like us when I go to the Home Depot. I don't go there often, but when I go to the Blue Store, either one of those places, I'll be on my phone. I'll look up the part I want, and it tells me what aisle, what bay it's in, and I
Yeah.
just go get it because I know I can go find it that way.
Yeah.
That's
I don't have
guy
to buy it.
shopping.
Yeah.
But I can do that at home. I do that at home on the Home Depot app. If I can't find something, but I know they have it and it's not where I thought it would be, I'll just look it up and it'll tell you aisle 7, bay 16 or whatever. And you go right there it is.
Right there and get it.
Yeah.
They get so mad at me when I'm standing in line because then I'll start singing that Christmas song. Here comes Amazon. Here comes Amazon. Right down Amazon lane.
That's brutal, man.
I got news for you. I order a lot. If I can get something within 24 to 48 hours off of Amazon, I order from Amazon rather than going to the store.
Mhm.
You know,
I'm starting to get
ordered
stuff
a
again in
lot.
2 days.
when I was redoing my boat, I needed a couple of lights and stuff like that for it. And it was cheaper for me to order it off of Amazon, and I have Amazon Prime, so it's free shipping, and wait the 2 days to get it. And I would like one light was like the cheapest I could find it was like $19.99 around here locally. I went on Amazon, looked it up, and I had it for like $10.99. I'm like, well, there's a no-brainer. I can wait 48 hours, you know. So they can beat you, and they can beat you. Now the problem as it being is, since this COVID crap has went down, they slowed down their shipping. In other words,
they're starting to get it all back in the warehouse
it,
again.
it
I've
is
been
coming
getting
back.
stuff in 2 days.
Yeah, it's starting to come back. I see that on a lot of stuff, like those lights. It was here within 2 days. So
yeah.
Yes, sir.
What are you thumbing up out for?
Thumbs up for what, Paul?
Was great.
Thank you.
I still couldn't hear what he said.
Things he sent him was great.
Oh, you got your, where's it at?
You got it. Was it the coin?
Yeah.
I said, where's it at?
Upstairs.
Oh,
Upstairs.
Several of us got ours.
And you're in Michigan. I didn't get mine yet, and I'm in Wisconsin.
Yeah,
I got mine.
Yours is on the way too.
Okay.
I got mine.
It is. I shipped them all at the same time.
Now you said these are worth the same as a Bitcoin, right?
It's a half credit.
It's a half credit Bitcoin.
It's a Kilroy half credit on the Kilroy economy.
Okay. We can order on your website and get half credit.
Yes, yes.
All right.
So yeah, I apologize for going on my rant, but y'all
Okay,
get me
Russ.
y'all
That's
get
all
me
right.
started.
That's
Y'all
all right. We made a whole show.
How to do it. Y'all
We
get
made
me
a
started.
whole show out of it.
Well, we got to talk about glue tonight. So
Yeah, that did make it.
I've
It
used
was a
that
woodworking
glue and I
show.
didn't have a problem with it. But like I said, our president of our club, George, like I said, he put something together as a test, and
that glue just made it about woodworking, so we're good.
yeah.
I was telling Al this morning about the feature that the post office has called informed delivery. Do you guys use that?
Yes.
My wife
Yeah.
does.
That's
I love
great
that.
stuff. That's
Mhm.
that
I get
way
an
you find
email
out
in the
what-
morning.
Yeah, it tells you in the morning what you're getting in the mail that day.
Yep.
Yeah.
I get an email in the morning,
Yeah.
and it tells me what's coming in the mail.
Yep.
I just wish it would tell me when that package I've got still stuck in North Houston is going to get to my house from over a month ago.
Don't start on the mail because the USPS failed me the other day too.
Oh well. They've
Rant
had
number
it.
two.
Any connections there anymore, Russ?
No, I actually don't. I couldn't even find the phone number for the stinking place.
Did you do burn bridges when you left?
I tried to burn as many as I could.
Yeah, I ordered something from Amazon, and it was small enough it could fit in the mailbox. And you know, our mailman runs usually between 10 and 11. So about 12, I went out there and opened the mailbox. There was 2 letters, but there's no package. I'm like, wow. So I went back in, and sure enough, it says delivered and put in mailbox. And I'm like, walk back out again.
Mailbox.
I'm like, I may be dumb. Let me look again. So I walked back out, opened the mailbox. I even opened up my neighbor's mailbox and looked in there just to make sure he didn't put it in there. No package. So I'm like, well, so I have had them before now because there's a lot of packages delivered that the actual mailman will come around and deliver the mail and somebody else will come out later.
Somebody else will drop the packages off. Yeah.
Exactly. So I said, well, I'll just wait until this afternoon, So I waited till about 5 or 6 o'clock, went out there and checked the mailbox, still no package, but yet on their tracking, it says it's been delivered. So I turned in a thing. I filed a, not a complaint, but what do you call it?
Tracking?
Huh?
Tracking?
No, I'll just say complaint. I'll turn in a complaint that I didn't get the package or whatever. So the post office acknowledged that they had, received that and they would be investigating or blah, 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 blah. So I didn't think anything more about it until like 3 days later, right? I go out to my mailbox to get the mail and I open the mailbox and there's a package in the mailbox. And I'm going like, oh, and by the way, the package was not, since it was not it was sent by Amazon, but it didn't have insurance. The post office basically said there was nothing they could do for me. So I did contact Amazon. The Amazon said, no problem. We'll refund your account. And do you want us to send you another one? And I was like, yeah, go ahead and send me another one because I really wanted it. Go ahead and send it to me. So they sent me another one, everything. So I'm thinking like, that's the one that Amazon sent me. There's the replacement. So I take the package out, go inside the house. I'm all happy, right? So the next day I go out, right, to check the mailbox. I open the mailbox. There's another one in there.
Donna says it's called a refund request.
Refund request. Yes. Okay. Thank you. So anyway, apparently they found the first one and to put it in the mailbox, but I'd already told Amazon they couldn't find it and wasn't refunding, wouldn't help me because there was no insurance on it. So I got two of them.
And the next day you got another one.
Yeah. And the next day
now you have a warehouse full of them.
When does the madness stop?
Russ is now the stocking point for that particular product.
Yeah.
I cut a deal.
It was actually new hinges and a clasp for my cooler. I have an Igloo cooler, and you can still buy parts for it. It's a very nice cooler, and you can buy parts for it. It was new hinges and clasp and thing for that cooler that goes in my boat.
Dave Hart says he's a postal inspector. He's going to be in touch.
Oops.
Tell him to call me.
And it's recorded.
Can't do it. I can't do anything about it when they deliver me, when they're dumb enough to deliver 2 packages.
No. Well,
Russ's new fulfillment by Amazon account will open up tomorrow.
There's a little bit more to the story. I did receive an email from them saying that they had found out what had happened to my package and it had been delivered. Did I get it? They wanted to know if I got the actual package. Well, when I got that, I didn't know what the hell was going on because I thought it was the second one that Amazon sent me.
No, it was the first one. And then
it was the first one.
And then Amazon sent you the second one.
Second one, exactly.
Well, see, that's the thing. And I we probably should let this one go, but I can't help it. I ordered two bits from a company, MLCS, which I hadn't dealt with before. I ordered them within 20 minutes apart, thinking that they would put them in the same packaging and send it to me. They did not. They sent them in separate packaging. The first thing I ordered, when I ordered them, I got that one within like 3 or 4 days. The second one I never did get. Okay, so it had a tracking number on it, so I could track it. It went from Philadelphia to Houston. Took them 4 days to get there. When it gets to North Houston, it's a 1-day trip to get to Beaumont where I'm at, and I should have had it. It got to Beaumont on May the 3rd. It got to Houston on May the 3rd, and May the 7th, it was scheduled to leave Houston to come to Beaumont, which it should have been the next freaking day. So May the 7th, it shows out for the next location, which is Beaumont, where I live. It's never showed up. Since May the 3rd in Houston, I have never gotten it yet. I contacted the company that sent it. Oh, we'll send you another one out to replace it. That's been way too long. So they sent me one, and they sent me the wrong one. And I looked at that and I said, I like this one better. So I called them up and I said, yeah, y'all sent me the wrong one with the same number. So I can't believe they did that. They said, the lady says, well, I'll go out there and do it myself. So she went out there and got me the one that I originally ordered and sent it. And I got that in like 4 or 5 days. But the one that was originally missing is still missing. And the one that is missing, when I got the replacement of it, and it was the right replacement, I looked at it and said, I hope that thing will never come. I don't like this one. I ain't even going to contact them anymore. Eventually I'll get it.
MLCS is usually real nice to deal with.
Oh yeah, I had no problems with them. It wasn't their fault. It was the post office's fault. And it's in a little bitty package. I could see where it might have got stuck in a truck somewhere and they just missed it. I don't know. But from May the 7th to June 13th, I still don't have it. So, and I contacted the post office here and they sent them an email. They never heard nothing back. And I don't know.
I got a little story to tell you real quick. I worked for trying to think of the name of the trucking company right now. Can't even think of the name of it.
Patterson.
No, it was very prominent down here in the South. Anyway, I worked for this trucking. I'll just say John's Trucking. I worked for this trucking company, John's Trucking. But I mean, they were nationwide. They were everywhere, and all over the U.S. And they had a central here in Lakeland, which was like centrally located in Florida. They had one of their distribution places for shipping.
Yep, a hub.
Yeah, a hub.
And so
a hub.
Yeah, a hub. So I worked there and drove a truck. Well, a truck was coming that had come from. They're supposed to load the truck in an order, okay, so that like when it gets to this hub, half of the let's say the truck's full, the back end of the load stays at this hub and it goes to the next place to deliver the rest of it, right? Well, these 4 wise guys up in St. Louis decided that they were going to take a package about as big as a shoebox and put it all the way in the front in a machine so that you had to unload that whole truck to find that one package, which should have been in the rear end of the truck when it got there. Yes. Well, let's put it this way. It went up the chain that this hub had to unload that whole truck to find that box. And all 4 of those guys that were on that shift that loaded that truck all got fired the next day. Wow. They fired all 4 of them, didn't even question. They just said, you're out of here. You're gone. So, yeah, they thought they were going to be funny and,
they're serious about it, man.
Yeah. And they fired them. Well, I mean, you think about it. It only should have took them like, let's say 20 or 30 minutes to offload that rear end of the truck that was supposed to stay at this hub. And then the truck was supposed to take off and go somewhere else. They ended up spending like 2 hours unloading the whole truck trying to find one little box.
Yeah.
So, yeah. They took that serious. All 4 guys got fired. So, but yeah. Well, we're going to get out of here. Don't forget, next
week,
Saturday, the 20th, will be the Whirligig Wars announcement for the 3 top winners and also the drawing for the prizes for the rest of everybody else. So that's going to go happen next Saturday. And then hopefully I won't get sick anymore and need a butt plug. So
you had to say it, huh? You had to say it.
Jim Bashir said it.
Yes, I know.
I said it so that it wouldn't be referenced this whole show.
Yes.
Right.
That was a drinking word, by the way.
Yes.
Referenced or butt plug?
Yeah. See what I have to deal with, people? See?
It's intelligent, isn't it?
Yeah.
So how much is 9 by 6? Who said that earlier? Who said the answer?
What is what?
9 times 6?
54.
Okay. All right.
I said it.
There's your intelligent part to the show, folks.
Oh, okay.
There you go.
Learn math here.
No math on the weekends, please.
They fired them, all the driver had to leave. We're talking about a semi Aussie, man. We're not talking about a truck. We're talking about a semi tractor trailer. So there's no way the driver could lean over and grab the package if it was at the front of the truck. They had to unload the entire semi trailer. Yeah, this was a very truck. It was a trucking company. You shipped stuff through them. I wished I could remember the name of it, but all over the world or all over the United States, they shipped stuff. I mean, you could ship anything from we've shipped. I drove trucks for them. They've shipped big machine. One machine took up the whole semi. So, and it was shipped like that. So actually we didn't even unload it. The semi pulled up, dropped. The truck pulled up, dropped the trailer, and we inventoried. It came into the inventory, and we notified the people that were supposed to receive the machine that it was there and when did they want it, and they hooked up another truck and took it out there to them. So yeah, it was a big 53-foot trailer. Yes, it was a whole semi that they had to unload just to find that one box about the size of a shoe box. So our semis load from, most of the semis here do not load from the side, they load from the rear. Yeah, there's a few, I've seen a few semis that have a side load, but all cargo freight here is set. And the way they, like if it's coming from St. Louis, the way they're supposed to load it is it's supposed to be the last stop would be at the front of the truck.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
And they thought they were being smart. They thought they were having a good time and pull one on everybody, and all of them were looking for jobs.
They were until they got fired.
Yeah. Yep.
All fun and games till somebody gets canned.
Yeah, get their eye poked out. Yeah.
Yeah, until they get their eye poked out.
Just don't forget, if you don't mind give me a thumbs up. I would appreciate that. I've tried to be attentive to the chat tonight, but unfortunately, they got me cranked up. So they got me cranked up on the Home Depot thing. So,
Well, we thought it was a safe comment with Home Depot being your favorite store.
it usually is. They're on my poo-poo list now.
You need to get a Menards down there.
Yeah, they don't have Menards. Yeah,
Oh boy, you need a Menards.
I don't know how far Menards comes south.
I don't know either.
Come south far enough, I'll tell you that.
They don't come.
They
all
got
the way
all
in.
kinds of stuff.
There's no
I
Menards
should
in Florida.
like Menards.
It's not in the Gulf Coast area, period. It doesn't come down south
they're
of
all up
Mason-Dixon
north.
line.
They're all up north. Yeah, I was going to say it's probably they could come about as far as the Mason-Dixon line. They're all up north.
And every once in a while they run 11% off sale, and everything in the store is 11% off.
Who put that in there? Jim Bashirs.
It wasn't me.
What
No,
was the-
somebody hacked my account.
Did it have something to do with the plug? He's plugging it.
He put in the thumbs up is not a reference to butt plugs.
That's a good one.
Brenda did that.
There's no Menards in PA. Actually, it would have. If I had one Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, I'd have probably used it.
They got them in Georgia.
Georgia.
Really.
They got Menards in Georgia. It comes that far south.
Yep.
Never seen one.
Did not know that.
They make some of the stuff they sell over in Iowa and Wisconsin. They've got like factories that make steel roofing, and they do a lot of stuff on their own
I've heard
too.
a lot of good things about Menards.
We've got control equipment in some of their machines. So it's,
Actually, a friend of mine, he's a scroller. I'm trying to think of his name. He worked part-time for Menards.
It is
Oh,
a beautiful
yeah.
store.
I know his
Yeah.
name.
That's
Yeah,
where I
he
get
used
all
to-
my stuff.
I know him.
He used to be on my show all the time, and he
Yeah.
quit. He couldn't be on the show anymore because he got a part-time job working at Menards. I'm trying to think of his name.
Starts with a D, but I can't remember the dad guy's
David?
last name.
That wasn't Menards. Donald?
Donald
No,
got
not
one
Donald.
at,
Okay, I'm sorry.
he got the one at the blue one, the blue
Yeah,
store.
yeah, that's the blue store.
Yep. Him and his wife have those big. What are
He
those
was in the
big-
Air Force.
Yes, he was in the Air Force. Him and his wife have those big. What's the dog that carries the thing?
Saint Bernard.
Saint Bernard.
Saint Bernard.
Yeah, they have Saint
Bernards, and they went to
Bernards.
work Menards.
Yep, they have Saint Bernard dogs. Yep.
The Menards over here, one of them has an escalator that goes upstairs to the second level. And when you push your buggy onto it, it's a big flat escalator. And there's magnetic latches in the wheels on the buggies. So the wheels lock so you can keep the buggy on the thing and it goes all the way up to the top floor. Yeah.
Pretty cool. Unji wants to know if it's a 110 or a 220 plug.
Ooh, an electric.
I guess it depends on how much force you wanted to put on the plug.
No, not how much force, how much you want it to hold.
Force on the
sounds
plug.
like it was a 220
Yeah.
time.
All right, we're going to get out of here. Thank you, everybody, for watching. I appreciate it. Thank you, Brenda. Good, really good to have you back. I'm glad you're here.
Thanks for having me.
I'm glad you're here, and I'm so glad that you're feeling so much better. But thank you, Brenda, Jim, Dixon, Russ Meadows, Al, and Paul for being here tonight. I appreciate it. We're going to cut out of here. Thank you, and don't forget to watch next week, and you'll find out who is the winner of the 2020 Whirligig Wars. So until that time,
Good night, everyone.
If you're too darn busy to get out in your shop and make some sawdust, you're just too darn busy. Just give me sawdust, lots of sawdust, all around me and everywhere. I like it flying all around my shop and even in my beard and hair. Good night, everybody. Thank you.
Good night, folks.
Night, y'all.
God bless.
Night, everybody.
Night.
Good night.